Hey, how's it going? I'm Ed G Blades. Welcome to the channel. What I have for you today is the Civivi Tacticorix. And this is a really nice one. It came out not too long ago, and it is quite a good sized knife. We are talking 8.86 inches overall. The closed handle is just over 5 inches, 5.16 inches. And the blade is 3.7 inches with an 11 inch or 0.11 inch of thickness, and screaming sharp. I was immediately drawn to this knife when I saw that it was offered with this shredded G10 scales, and as you can see, it's really nice. If you look up close enough and catch the right light, it almost has kind of like a marbleized finish, kind of like what you would see with the fat carbon fiber scales, but this is very nice. And what really makes it especially nice is the milling that they do on it that just really gives you just enough great traction to it, but the whole thing has kind of like a stone feel to it, almost like what you would see with a kitchen countertop or something. But really nice scales. And of course, Civivi is coming out with all kinds of different things coming out now. They have with the shredded G10 scales and so forth. But this one here, as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, I'm going to have to eventually get this one because it is just beautiful. But what's really amazing about it, like any Civivi, is the action and the blade. This blade, is gorgeous. It is a very hollow ground satin finish blade of Nitro V. And Nitro V, good stuff. I'm generally getting something within the 14C28N or 154 steels, kind of my preference, but I like Nitro V, and I especially like it when it is as beautiful as this with such a great useful hollow grind, which will just make cutting no problemo. And once I got this in the hand, I was like, whew, it's just got such great ergonomics to it, with being such a neutral grip. And again, the milling on this is just fantastic. You even have it nice and smooth there for access for your thumb to get into the pathway of these really nice thumb studs, dual thumb studs. And this is an ambidextrous capable knife because they do offer it where you could flip that deep pocket clip over to the left side for lefties. So that's cool. It is a really, really nice one. I kind of like the way they kind of cant the pocket clip rather than having it straight down. It just gives a really nice fit into the pocket. And this has got a very slim profile, but going to the specs of everything, we are talking a pretty good sized knife. This is 8.86 inches long. Closed length with the handle is 5.16. The blade is 3.7 inches. So you're past the halfway point on that being a 3.5. It's 3.7. And what's really great, especially with this hollow grind, is that is a 0.11 inch thin blade. So you are talking quite a slicer here. And I am really digging it. It just feels so good in the hand. They nailed everything out of the park with it, from very, very nice jimping right here that your thumb just rests really nicely on. The finger choil for the grip, you got that place there for your index finger to land for righties and for lefties. So yeah, if you're a lefty, you got that nice, the whole thing is really nice. And what's especially nice also is the handle thickness is less than half an inch. It's 0.47 of an inch, 0.47 inches. So it's just under a half inch. And for such a sizable knife, it is only 4.6 ounces, which just feels great. The whole thing has got a great balance right here, right at where you would have the finger. And reverse grip, extremely comfortable. You even have this part here that your thumb can just, it was like it was meant to just rest right there. And then with this type of pocket clip, your index finger just fits perfectly right there. So we are talking, as usual, ceramic ball bearing action. So it's drop shutty. And it's got some really nice jipping on the flipper tab. It's very comfortable, and I just hit the blanket there, but whew, fires right out. And it is such a beautiful knife. It reminds me very much of one of my favorite knives of Civivi, which you may have seen the video that I did, or maybe not. Feel free to look back. And that's the Tranquil. The Civivi Tranquil, the most underrated Civivi knife I have ever reviewed. It is just, I think it's fantastic, and really, I've always said, I have praised this knife. It's just a really great knife, and this has similar size to it, with just being a hair shorter. Now, overall, this is 8.7. This one here is 8.86. Blade on this one, 3.7. This one here, also 3.7. So this is just a little lighter. It's 4.29. This is 4.6 for ounces. But I've always loved the Tranquil. But one thing I wish the Tranquil had was this hollow ground blade that this one does. And let me just tell you, it is wonderful. It's just cutting through like butter. See what it does to cardboard. Like it wasn't even there. So yeah, this is a tremendously great knife, and for such a sizable knife, it fits so comfortably in the pocket. It's not heavy, and just that handle scales alone, I mean, makes this worth getting, because it's just so different from the others that you would normally see. Now, this one here, the gray shredded G10, goes for about $67.75. They also have a black version, which is black blade, black G10 for $66.90. There is a Damascus blade version with the Caborsha wood, which you can go for around $93.50. And there's also a green G10, which has the satin blade. But do yourself a favor, if you like this, I highly recommend this shredded G10. It's got such a nice feel to it. I don't know, kind of like almost feels and looks kind of like stone, but it's just, you're not gonna, with the way they've done the milling on this and so forth, the whole thing's just great. And it's a beautiful knife, a little different from what you usually see, but in a good way. And again, I can't get over the beauty of this blade and how useful it's been since I've had it. It's just been cutting through everything like nothing. And it's just really a eye-catching piece, and I can't praise it enough. So yeah, this one here, I think maybe taking the crown from the Tranquil, just because of that blade alone, and such a beauty that this is. So if you happen to like the video, please give it a click on that thumbs up, because it is much appreciated. I'm a little channel. I'm doing this out of my own pocket for the knives that I buy. None of this stuff is being sent to me. And I'm just doing this for you, just kind of sharing what I have to what you might be looking for, and if you want to get a closer look at it and all. And yeah, this one is really, really nice, really well done. And I can't say it enough. It's just it's a keeper. Now, if you happen to get this on the White Mountain Knives website, you can use my code of capital NCN, and that was for my previous channel named Newcastle Ninja. You can get 10% off this and pretty much anything else off the site. They got a quick turnaround time on their shipping, and it can be free if you choose to have it as so. And I'm usually looking about a 3-day turnaround for stuff I order, and that's even during the holidays. So you really can't beat it. And let's just get one last look at this here. They do have their milling right here for the, or the jimping, I should say, on the liner, which is accessible from this side. And what I like to do is come around the other side. That way I can just let it drop on my index and then get my other digits out of the way to let it fall. Let's see, did they do any milling on the liners? Yes, they did. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about this one. It's a beauty. and it's very useful, and definitely one that you'd want to have no problem showing off to your friend who might appreciate a knife like so. So that's about it. I hope you all have a great holiday, and please feel free to subscribe. It's much appreciated, and it lets me know that I should keep on doing this for you. And that's about it. Take care.